Yeah, so today is the day. I'm heading to Crunch Gym. I'm having a back and hamstring session with Neale Cranwell, so today's going to be pretty intense. I had a high carb day yesterday, so I'm feeling really good today. Yeah, should be good.
Right, so first of all, we're going to do seated leg curl. So I do this to get lots of blood into the legs before we do more like isolating a stretch on your hamstring. And for that I like to do single leg, I definitely do single leg, stiff legs. But not that many people do them. I think a lot of the times when you unilaterally work the muscle, you can focus more mind muscle to it. So we'll start with this, we're going to do 15 reps where you're sat back like a traditional way of doing it, and then when you tire that way, if you push yourself forward, you shorten the range on your hamstring, that allows you to get another, hopefully 15 reps. So the target's firm. So we'll do like, do you want to go first and I'll jump in second?
Sure, yeah.
So the first, like anything, the first set we like, you know, just to get a warm up. Yes, stay with 30. Stay with 30. So you get big. Like,
Same again, so 15 and then...
Yeah. Okay, so after the first exercise, which really is to bring a lot of blood volume into your hamstring so the reps are so high, we move on to, now that they're full and they're contracted tight to stretch and elongate them with a stiff leg. But as I mentioned earlier, so I like to do a lot of variations in the gym with single legs so that you can put more isolation into one side. Same with your upper body. So on this we're going to use a dumbbell. You've done this, but you hold a dumbbell with the leg that's standing, and then you just tilt back. So you stick your pelvic back, tip your leg down, so you're using the weight to counterbalance, but it allows you to really focus on the stretch, and then you push through the floor, with your heel like you would on the deck. So you need to use, I would start here, start with like a 17, so the foot that's got the dumbbell is staying flat. That's it. Right, okay. Yeah, so you can have a slight bit, whenever you feel you can get more contraction in your hamstring. So like, if I was teaching pointing with someone that's not used to training, I'd say just lock your knee out because they end up just getting all to shit. Obviously you know what you're doing, so I think just slight bend the knee down to go deeper. And then bring that straight down towards like a touch your toes kind of thing. If you're flexible, you can take that away from the toe as well. And then you're focusing on the heel, so pushing through the heel, stretch on the heel, push through the heel. So that's a pretty good form, it's like an ironing board is. Then I think because carbs are like the anabolic food that lacks protein spared for its role of repairing and building muscle. And your body's clever enough to find carbs if they're not in your diet and make them out of protein building acids. So it makes your body really tired in that process. And it's an expensive way to do it. Like carbs are cheap, protein's expensive.
Yeah.
So it's finding the balance for the individual, I think. But yeah, the higher you can get your food and stay lean in the off season, the lower, the higher you're going to stay on your diet calorie wise. So, but you've got to suffer at some point, unfortunately.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
And I've done like 20 years of competing, over 50 shows, and you forget the adorable dark places that you'll probably come into in the next couple of weeks. Fuck, I feel like death, I don't remember being this side. Actually, do you know what? It's like a bad ex. Yeah. You kind of remember the good bits and you forget all the absolute crap bits of that person. And that's like the diet. Like it gets to that point. I remember feeling like I'm feeling faint and dizzy. But they're the bits you got to push through that make you come out the other side looking like the person on the stage that you need to be.
Stay
hamstring seated curl, and we've done 30 reps. And the idea and the intention of that is to bring a lot of blood volume into the legs. And we've done it in 2 ways. So we sat the standard way sitting back, so we get a full length and then a full contraction of the muscle. But that obviously, because you're going for a fuller range, the muscle tires out and you get weaker in that position, which you can extend the set if you sit forward.
Yes.
So after 15 reps we sat forward, which shortened the muscle length but allowed us to continue another 15 reps. So 30 reps in total. And then we went on from the exercise to an elongating exercise, which was a stiff leg deadlift, but we've done 1 leg at a time. And the idea of that is to focus more intention on one side at a time, because a lot of people don't feel that in the hamstrings, feel it in the lower back.
Yeah.
And,
I definitely noticed with that, I could target my hamstrings a lot more than like if you're doing both at the same time.
Yeah.
Like doing singly. I've never done that before.
Yeah, and I think that goes for lots of muscle groups. And I think if you've got the time, putting in single unilever exercises or working one side at a time, you can really focus on the contraction. And I think that's why a lot of people like the old school dumbbell concentration curls, because you're sitting there with a bit of the arm bent over, you can really squeeze that arm at a time because you're focusing on the mind-muscle connection. And on a hamstring, strength and stretching exercise like a stiff leg, it's quite a hard exercise for people to nail, because they've got to think about pushing their heels through the floor, not using or engaging their lower back too much, pushing their glutes back, keeping their balance. And when you do 1 leg at a time and you're balancing yourself, on a bench as we did, you can really think about what you're doing, and it really gives you more of a squeeze in your hamstring.
Definitely.
So hopefully you'll get some sort of soreness out of that. And then where did we go from that? So from that we went on to like a good morning exercise, but we used the hack squat. So if you haven't got a hack squat at home, you can use a barbell. But today we use the hack squat because I think that the pivotal point on that hack squat machine we've got is really good at just keeping the emphasis on your hamstrings. And a lot of people struggle with a good morning, it not being a lower back exercise.
So I don't feel that much on the lower back at all. Is where a good morning actually think.
So you don't, but I think a good morning exercise is also with a barbell is great to do because it really does engage your core. Your core doesn't come into play so much on machines. So that's where you're balancing off or trading off the two. And you often get asked, or I get asked, what's better, free weights or machines? That's an old kind of conversation that goes around, and I think they've both got their place. And I think free weights engages much more muscle initially because you've got stabilising muscles that have to come into play also. But when your major muscle groups are tired and your stabilising muscles are tired, you're not going to get much isolation out of the muscle you're trying to train at that point with a free weight, whereas you can move onto a machine where it keeps you focused on the muscle you're trying to work and takes out the stabilisers for you, so you can still concentrate on the muscle you work. So I think they have their place, it's just putting them in at the right time.